I'm Jammer, and to finally conclude my mini-series of talking about individual games for E3 2017, today we're going to be talking about Pikmin 4. Even though I'm wearing a Splatoon t-shirt. So yeah, I want to talk about Pikmin 4, because that's the only, really the only other title that has been mentioned around that we might be seeing here that I really want, at least that I really wanted to go really in-depth into. Of later this week, I'm hoping and shooting for around Tuesday, maybe Monday, I'm not even entirely sure. I'm going to have my formal, full predictions for E3, where I go over what we already can expect, like Mario Odyssey and Splatoon, stuff like that. This video, again, will be more in focus on just Pikmin 4, what I might expect from it, what things we could maybe see here at E3. And then if you haven't seen any other previous videos that I've talked about, I did one on Animal Crossing, Metroid, and also Super Smash Bros. I'll put a link to those in the description, put a playlist, and all that fun stuff. So without further ado, let's talk about Pikmin 4. Now this is a little crazy little devil. I swear, I think it was almost 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah, no, maybe a year and a half ago. It was at the end of the summer or something like that, and Miyamoto had a interview and kind of just nonchalantly said oh yeah, Pikmin 4 is near release, or excuse me, Pikmin 4 is near completion. It's pretty much done. Yeah, it's done. You know, so. At that point, we knew it was almost done, and we were thinking, oh, for a while, we were oh, it's coming to Wii U, it's coming to Wii U, but then, when we actually heard the Switch and all that stuff going on, we were oh, they're probably holding it back for a Switch release. And, well, obviously, that we're in the Switch now, so it makes sense to probably start getting released it, and I honestly think we have a very good chance of seeing it this year's E3. Like I mentioned the other day in the video I talked about Animal Crossing, we kind of, went through some of the, upcoming software for the rest of this year for Nintendo Switch. Really, the only 2 months that we don't know for sure is our September and October, but we know one of them, which is going to be Fire Emblem Warriors. I kind of posed the idea that Animal Crossing could be one of them, but I was kind of hesitant just because I was well, that'd be kind of a short turnaround for an Animal Crossing. I mean, at least getting announced to it being revealed. Obviously, they've probably been working on it for much longer than that. But as far as games that we are probably complete, or actually are definitely complete by now, Pikmin 4 is a prime example. I mean, like I said, we heard from Miyamoto that it was near completion a year and a half ago, so it's definitely done by now. It's definitely complete. Maybe it's been fine-tuned, maybe they're adding some new features. A lot of people kind of speculate when they released when they announced Pikmin 3DS that this was Pikmin 4. And no way. There's no way that Pikmin 3DS is Pikmin 4. I mean, why would Miyamoto say Pikmin 4? It wasn't a code name, he said it was Pikmin 4, and then they changed it to a 3DS title and not really continuing the saga of Pikmin, for example. I mean, we did hear that rumor a little while back that it could be a soft reboot of the series, which I'm honestly fine with. I'm fine with that being a thing, because you can only explain it so many times why Olimar keeps returning to the same hostile planet over and over again, you know, without giving good reason, besides, obviously, just, why, at this point, why does he keep traveling there? Just colonize, Hokuto, and, not Hokuto, PNF 404, and yeah, just colonize there and live there already if you keep coming back and forth from Hokuto and whatever, so, you can't keep making the same, story oh, this is why he's here this time. You can't just keep saying he crash landed. And I honestly think that's one of the stronger stories of Pikmin, is, when you get marooned on PNF 404 and you're trying to get home because you're trapped there. That was one of the things that were really strong about the original Pikmin. Pikmin 2, I mean, its story, wasn't I think was worse in comparison. I think, I don't know, this is kind of a discussion for another day, but I do like the ideas of Pikmin 2, and I think it might be a better game. But the overall tone and the setting of Pikmin 1 really was magical. How it was you know, you felt really pressured, I really need to get these ship parts if I want to survive and get home, otherwise I'm going to be trapped on this planet forever. And that kind of, that feeling really helped with the overall, management of your units, because it really made everything feel so important, every day was so important, and every ounce of sunlight that you had to take as much as you could to your advantage, otherwise, you know, you're pretty much screwed. So I'd love to have them return and have that type of emotion again in Pikmin 4, but they really can't do that again unless they choose, you know, a new protagonist like they did with Alf and Brittany and Charlie, which even then it didn't feel like it was as, you know, life-threatening as it was for for Olimar's original adventure, just because, I mean, they're going there for food, and obviously they're trying to bring food back to the rest of their people, you know, so they can survive. But, their trip there kind of seemed like a leisurely stroll. They could leave whenever they want, come back whenever, you know, and it wasn't as stressful. So, I even though I loved a lot of aspects of all throughout the Pikmin series, I really want Pikmin 4, I want it to go back to the original. And I've been talking about this a ton throughout all of my E3 prediction videos, and even Nintendo Switch games for that matter. They always seem like they're going back to where the basics, where it started, where the magic happened, and how to reinvent that and add brand new ideas to it. Like, I love the dungeon crawling of Pikmin 2, and I'd love to see that incorporated and brought back again. Pikmin 3, some of the co-op elements are freaking fantastic. Like, the bingo battle, like, it was introduced in 2, but perfected in 3. Definitely. And those are a lot of fun. So, before I get even more about the game, even though I just talked a lot about the game already, I think it is very possible we will see it at this year's E3, and it could come out at the end of this summer, and this will be the whatever title that will be coming out before or after Fire Emblem Warriors. I really think that's very likely. If we don't see Pikmin 4 here, I don't know when we'll ever see it, to be honest. Like, it's like, we haven't heard anything from it since. Is it in development hell? Like, I'm not entirely sure. Or is it near complete, or pretty much complete at this point, like Miyamoto had stated? I kind of believe that it's done, and they're kind of just sitting on it and ready and waiting to release it. And I think that'd be a perfect end of summer title. And I think that Animal Crossing, I think they'll still maybe show it off, but it might make more sense for it to come out at a later date, just because it's a big title. It's a big, huge franchise. Like that. I mean, it's not like they need to save it or anything like that, but it would still make sense becoming later down the road and using Pikmin as a little filler in between the holidays. Like in the transition from Splatoon, the big area Splatoon stuff, and then the later fall titles like, you know, Super Mario Odyssey and stuff like that. So I think Pikmin 4 is a more likely chance of appearing at this year's E3 and coming out at the end of this summer than Animal Crossing does. But who knows? We'll see. Anyways, going back to what else I'd like to see in Pikmin 4. I want co-op to be a big focus of the game. Like, I still want the single player to be able to play. You can play it all the way through single player. That'd be unfair to force upon multiplayer or co-op to play the game, because not everyone has that ability to do that. Granted, they could incorporate it online, but you get the gist. Just because of the option of having 2 Joy-Cons at all time, I want that to be taken advantage of and be able to play Bingo Battle on the go with whoever you want. And the thing that comes with that, though, is how the control scheme is going to be. Now, I talked about this in a previous video saying that Pikmin 3's controls, I think, are the best in the entire series. Pikmin 1 and 2, they were designed for the game controller in mind, so I think those are better than the Wii Motion Plus, or the Wii new game, I don't know, though the Wii remakes. I think the GameCube ones are a little better just because the games themselves are designed for that control scheme. Kind of like Metroid Prime is another example for that. But Pikmin 3, they really perfected the controls with the Wiimote and the pointer controls, and using that tablet as well to kind of like use it on the touchscreen, like navigate to have your captains walk automatically and stuff like that, to really like be able to navigate and kind of multitask, you know? And that's the thing with Pikmin 4. How can they achieve this? Can they go back to motion controls again and use the 2 Joy-Cons, and maybe, like I mentioned with the Metroid Prime video, use the gyroscope, kind of like Skyward Sword and stuff, and emulate a pointer on the screen? They could do something similar, but then you couldn't do multiplayer with a single Joy-Con. So, I think I actually kind of want Pikmin 4 to go back to button controls. Even though I think the pointer controls are the perfection of Pikmin, that is the true way to play that game, and that series for that matter. I think they should go back to buttons just so they can take advantage, not just so, but so they can take advantage of the Joy-Cons and be able to play multiplayer on the go. And obviously there are other control schemes and stuff. I mean, they still could go the pointer control route, and I'd be totally fine with that. But I'd love the opportunity to be able to play this, whoever, like, sit down and be like, let's play some Pikmin, you know? And that's, like, one of my favorite things of the Pikmin 3 and 2, for that matter, was playing the multiplayer Bingo Battle. Was hilarious fun. And so, I could see them going back to button controls. The thing is, though, if they do, one of the important things of button controls on GameCube titles was using the C-Stick to move your Pikmin around. And if you're using a Joy-Con, you can't actually do that, because there's not a second stick. But I thought of kind of a way to be able to get by that. What if they use motion controls to, maybe, what's it called? Position, there you go. Position your battalion, what's the word? Battalion of Pikmin, I guess? Like, how to, like, I don't know, like, okay, that's what I want to say. So, instead of using the C-Stick to move your Pikmin in a certain area and try to move them around you and you know, try to like navigate to where they want to go. But what if it was gyro control? So as you're playing, I'm pretending I have a normal Joy-Con. As you're playing, let's say you want to move your Pikmin forward, you can just tilt the controller forward, and then the whole group maybe would move forward. And like you can use like this, and then like not obviously as extreme, but maybe it's like there's a way to do it so it doesn't feel too loose where you accidentally keep moving your Pikmin in the wrong direction and stuff like that. But there's a way to use, I think, gyro controls to maybe move your Pikmin like you would try to navigate them with the C-Stick on the GameCube controller. I think it could work. I really do. I mean, it might be a little wonky at first, and like, let's be real, pointer controls probably are going to be better in the end regardless, just because of the being able to point your reticle to precision to where you want to throw your Pikmin. That'll always trump the stick and trying to aim with that anyways. And that's my opinion anyways. So I think, I mean, that is an avenue they could take. I think I have to say I want the button controls to be a thing. Even though I prefer the motion controls, and honestly, if they do go with motion controls somehow for Switch, I'll be just as satisfied, you know. But I want to be able to play multiplayer very easily with just one set of Joy-Con rather than getting a second set just to play Bingo Battle, you know. Other features I'd like to see incorporated in the game, I want them to return to bringing back dungeon crawling from Pikmin 2. I thought that was like a unique challenge, and I was kind of sad that it was not brought back in Pikmin 3. Obviously not because that was the focus of Pikmin 2, while Pikmin 3 was more like puzzles on the overworld. I'd love to have both. Puzzles on the overworld, like Pikmin 3 style, and dungeons that you can explore. And maybe not all of them are mandatory. I mean, none were technically either in Pikmin 2, I don't believe. But just like, you know, maybe even have like secret ones, rather than like you have to clear X amount of dungeons to pass to the next area. Like maybe make them like secretive. Like you just like stumble across them, you know, and then you can like come back to them later and plan out your day to go take on that dungeon and stuff like that. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I mean, dungeon's the wrong word for it. It's like, I think they're called caves, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, and then also I would love to bring back, I think they should go back to trying to get ship parts again, where you're trying to build your ship so you can actually leave and go home again, rather than trying to get food or treasure like in Pikmin 2, because it gives that sort of like uneasy feeling, kind of like Majora's Mask, where you have that looming moon over you at all times, where you like feel that sense of dread, and you're like, I have to save the world, you know? It's like, otherwise, it's life or death. You have that uneasy feeling. And I love that from Pikmin 1. It makes you feel uneasy, makes all your decisions very, like, have weight to it and very important. While in, like, Pikmin 2, you can take as many days as you want to complete something. Granted, I mean, like, you can try to, like, maybe, like, a headcanon, like, oh, I need to do it in X amount of days, but the game's still not encouraging that. And then I like that they went back to it with Pikmin 3 with the fruits and stuff, but it was, like, so easy to get, like, a huge stockpile of fruit, especially if you get semi-competent at the game. It wasn't as big of a deal as it was in Pikmin 1 anyways. So, yeah, I know that was, like, a big punishment to some players. Like, some people did not like that about Pikmin 1, where, like, it was just too stressful, and they liked Pikmin 2 and 3 better because it was a little bit more, it wasn't as punishing, I guess, and it didn't stress them out as much. And, yeah, I can agree with that, but once you get, I don't know, once you get better at Pikmin games, it's not as big as a deal. Like, when I first played the original Pikmin, yeah, I had problems with it too, and I liked Pikmin 2 better, but after getting better at the series, I appreciate 1 more because of those, like, emotions it evokes in me. So, I almost wonder if they could, incorporate a difficulty select. So what if it was a, like a normal mode or a hard mode, or maybe an easy mode or normal mode? Easy mode is where you have unlimited days, you don't worry about it. You're just playing for the gameplay and playing for the story and just having fun. While normal mode, maybe you do have a set day limit where you can only beat the game in the 30 in-game days. Otherwise, you are marooned on that island forever. Or perhaps there's even a hard mode where perhaps, the days may be shorter, or maybe more ship parts are required to leave, rather than just getting, like, let's say you only need, like, 10 out of 30 to beat the game technically. Maybe you need 15, like, 20 out of 30 to actually be able to beat the game, otherwise you game over. I think that'd be really interesting. And then, I think giving the opportunity to actually go rewind days, kind of like in Pikmin 3, was great. I think they should incorporate that again. Because in Pikmin 1, if you got too far in your save and you kind of just screw yourself, that's really it, and you start over. Granted, it's not very long of a game, but it's still, that pressure isn't that great, and it kind of sucks, you know. So I'd love to be able to, because then you can correct your wrongs. Like, if you play a whole day and you're like, I wasted so much time, I killed so many Pikmin, just rewind 1 day, and then there's no punishment there. I really think that'd be an awesome way to do it. Or even if there is a hardcore mode, maybe not even enable that feature or something like that. I don't know, that's just an idea I had. Finally, the one last thing I want to talk about is, well, actually, captains. I think they should, I don't know they've gone 1, 2, 3, and captains have been 1, 2, and 3. 3 are captains, you know. 4, I don't think she have 4 captains. That's a little too much going on. If it is co-op though, 2 and 2 captains, so like one player plays 2 captains, the other player plays 2 captains. I think that is totally doable, definitely. I kind of like it where you just play as 1 captain each, but even if it is 2 and 2, I think that can work. But I think they should go back, like, 3's fine, they could keep 3. But I don't think they should go any more than 3 captains, because then you have so much going on at once, and you can't really keep track of it all. And sometimes you'll just have one captain not doing anything. Because even in Pikmin 3, that happened a lot, where I just freaking leave Brittany back at home base, because I'm like, whatever. She'll just pluck Pikmin as my guys bring stuff back, you know, and she'll be the one to run more Pikmin up to me when I need it. And, like, I'll have Charlie and Alf doing stuff, you know. Also, I mean, speaking of which, since we're talking about protagonists, I think Olimar is going to be the star again. Even if it isn't a soft reboot, I kind of hope it is, and I think it's probably going to be because of that rumor anyways. It makes a lot of sense to make sense and restart the series, and because it's not like you're playing Pikmin for like the perfect long extended story. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It's for the gameplay, you know. So I think we should go back to those guys. If Alf and Brittany make a cameo or an appearance as well, I'm not opposed to that either. But I want to go back to playing Olimar again, definitely. And then of course, new Pikmin types. I mean, every new game comes with that, and I could talk forever about new Pikmin types, but I'd love to see, I don't know what else Pikmin types they could do. I mean, the other colors they're missing is, like, orange, green Pikmin types. Maybe they could be, like, a camouflage Pikmin, so they can, like, walk by, enemies easier, because they're green and they blend into the grass and stuff. Maybe orange Pikmin, can dig. Oh, no, the white Pikmin dig. I don't know. Also, speaking of which, purple and white Pikmin need to be part of the main, campaign, and rather than just being part of the multiplayer stuff like it was in Pikmin 3. I want the full cast of Pikmin playable. I mean, I like that they did give a chance to focus on the rock and the flying, and I don't want it to get too crazy where there's way too many Pikmin types, because there is a pretty good balance of the amount they have now. But, I don't know, they still need, I think they should still add maybe, yeah, add 2 more, that'd be fine. And then, if they have to exclude a few just for simplicity's sake for the campaign, that's fine. But at least let us, use them all in multiplayer modes or other challenges. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about Pikmin 4 and if that's going to be a thing. I am pretty confident that obviously it's going to be coming out for Nintendo Switch. There's no way it's a Wii U title at this point, and Pikmin 3DS is not Pikmin 4. So it's really a matter of time when this game is coming to the Switch. And I think it's a pretty good chance we will see it at this year's E3, and that it will come out this year, actually. If I'm wrong, I mean, whatever, I'd actually rather have Animal Crossing anyways, you know. But I think it's a pretty safe bet that we might see something along the lines of that at this year's E3. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Give this video a huge, awesome like. If you haven't already, subscribe for tons on Nintendo E3 2017 coverage, as well as my full predictions for their whole digital event coming up this week on an undisclosed day. I'm not sure just yet. I just got to work out my schedule. But yeah, definitely look forward to that. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!